Hey, what's up everyone? So, now that Blue Archive's been released globally for a good while, I feel like we can more have an idea of how Nexon's been handling this game and kind of look more objectively at it. And that just kind of gives an idea whether people want to more stick to this game long term and whatnot. So many people coming into Blue Archive were pretty apprehensive about the game publisher Nexon because they just kind of have a shit reputation for past gacha publishing. So overall in this video, I just kind of wanted to list my opinions on what's kind of gone good and what's gone bad in terms of it and what I'm thinking long term. So I think the first thing that's gone well with the global release is that they have been handing out a lot of rewards that are just easy to get. So here we're getting a free 10 pull, and then they even just tweeted out just 3 hours ago that they're going to be handing out another 10 pull. And even when the game was first launched, they were handing out quite a bit of gems as well. So I feel like the rewards given on global has been pretty good. I've definitely got more gems on global at game launch than I had on JP. So in terms of what Nexon's been doing well, I think the rewards have been pretty based, honestly. I think another thing that's gone well has just been the overall banner rollouts. Initially there was for sure concerns that them running these double banners would be an issue for just saving up. But I found just with all the handouts given as well as the lower pity that it's not been much of a concern. And I kind of like just global speeding up more in my opinion. So it seems like so far they're running double banners once in a while. And then they also sometimes will just run a single banner. So I feel like they've done fine with the pacing of the game personally. Alright, now let's talk about the bad and my concerns with the game and its rollout. So first off, they made a promise in the dev interview that the game would never have censorship. Pretty bold statement considering quite apparently none of the region laws were investigated at that time. So here's the censorship drama. Eris looked like this in a cutscene on JP, and then on global she looked like this. They just cropped her in heavily. I just want to be clear that I am against censorship here. Just want to be clear there, since I've seen other YouTube videos or just people commenting online that they are okay with the censorship and they more just took issue with all the promise was broken. I guess their argument is that it's an underaged character, but she's a cartoon, doesn't exist in reality, so I don't really see what the point's trying to be made. Overall, if you're for any censorship, you're kind of just for all the censorship. It's pretty black and white in my opinion. And then we have kind of the response, which was also pretty shit. For some reason, Twitter doesn't allow me to zoom in more. But basically, they kind of just say, oh, this was due to regions that we got censored, which kind of just speaks towards incompetence and just publishing it globally. There's games like Azure Lane or Fate Go that will be censored too, but they're just more smart enough just to apply it to certain servers. So it's kind of odd that this was just censorship applied globally. That kind of just shows just general incompetence in my opinion. But more importantly, kind of seen later in the letter, they basically confirm that they expect there to be more censorship, and fuck you.
I'll fucking do it again.
But really, this is kind of what I'm most concerned about for the future of the game. I don't even know what content they would censor in the future, because I just don't think like an asshole. But yeah, any content that pretty much any country will take issue of is just gonna be kind of applied globally to everyone, which really sucks. I can see if any live 2Ds are censored or even skins, it'll just be a bigger shitstorm than this, because this was really just a cutscene image at the end of the day. It kind of tacked on to all the censoring stuff. There was all the review bombing, which it seems to have ended. I personally I don't know, I feel like I'm in the minority here. Let me know in the comments, but I personally just don't take much issue with review bombing. I mean, what I would take issue with is if they're spamming it with bot accounts. But if it's just a real person changing the review from 5-star to 1-star and they're just saying, I'm just going to change this review to 1 star until, I don't know, until whatever. I mean, whatever, you're entitled to like whatever you want. I don't really see the issue, and quite honestly, usually just throwing a giant shitstorm is a good way just to get your opinions heard. In general, just overreacting and crying like a bitch is like a really great way just to get your way in life. And then additionally, there's just been a lot of translation issues that people have just brought up more and more on Reddit and 4chan I've seen, which it's not really much of an issue for me personally, but it kind of just proves my point on just general incompetence or laziness they seem to have in publishing the game. So just a lot of like the story stuff's just like will be wrongly translated accidentally. So here's an example here. She's supposed to say, "Why don't you untie the rhythm?" But instead she says, "Best gift ever," or something. Is just like random stuff like that. And there's just like a bunch of it. So it just kind of shows just not really like, it's not censorship really. It's just kind of like weird laziness and just not translating things correctly. So in terms of what I would want to see from here, I would ideally they just are able to apply any future censorship more regionally than just applying it across the board to every global server. However, just because of how the game's been rolled out from the get-go, that will not be possible. So yeah, I mean, probably the best thing they could do is just do what actually is in Girls Frontline, and let me show you that. So in Girls Frontline, there's censorship in the game for sure, but the devs just kind of have this like secret, not so secret switch already in the game. So basically, just to disable censorship, you just craft with a certain recipe, and you just like find this on the internet everywhere. If you just say how to uncensor game, you just get this brought up. So if Blue Archive could do some sort of hidden switch like this, that would definitely keep everyone happy. They don't really have to worry about new region laws and that. So basically what you do is you press start production, and then when you restart the game, it will uncensor everything. So it's like a nice hidden switch that they put in the game, and I think it would be ideal if Blue Archive could add the same. Alright, so that concludes all the ramblings I had on this video. Basically, I think the rewards have been fine. I think the banner rollouts have been fine. I think Nexon's pretty incompetent. And I think censorship is just insanely stupid thing we have to deal with in just like the current day. I'll catch you all in the next one.
The worst anime my office discovered is Ramanga Sensei. The plot is beyond what any person would consider as normal or appropriate.